listeners and viewers. Welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned, as always, to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email, education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle, @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Hello students, you are welcome to today's e-learning segment and the civic education subject. I am happy to have you today. The last time we had started the topic on leadership and followership, and we were able to see and discuss the meaning of leadership, and we said leadership is the ability to be able to coordinate people and make them to achieve a certain goals and objective. Or we were able to say leadership is the ability to control, coordinate people towards achieving a specific goal. And we're able to see the qualities of a leader, which we discussed, that a leader has to be intelligent, a leader has to be a man of integrity, a leader has to be a man of vision, a leader has to be a man of patience. And we're able to see or discuss those consequences of a bad leader. What will happen to a society when they have a bad leader? And one of those things we were able to discuss, we said the society will not develop, the people will resist authorities, there will be corruption, there will be uneven distribution of resources, and so on and so forth. Why, my learners? I know by now you've been able to remember to have a reflective or recap of what we discussed in our last lesson. Now, today, in continuation of that lesson, I promise you that when we meet today, we are going to discuss about followership, because there cannot be a leader without followers. And if you are a leader, then you must have followers. If you are not a leader, definitely, my learners, you are a follower. And for that, today, we are going to look at who is a follower and what are the responsibilities of a follower. And that brings us to our topic of today, which is followership. Followership. What is followership, my learners? We can define followership as it is the ability to willingly accept, obey, and follow a leader. I take it again. Followership is the ability to willingly accept, obey, and follow a leader. This involves accepting and obeying the instructions and bidding of a leader. If you are to be a follower, it involves accepting and obeying the instruction and bidding of your leader. Then when that happens, we will say you are a follower, or followership is taking place. Now, my learners, we are going to look at different types of followership. Just like in our previous lesson, we were able to see different types of leaders, which we were able to identify three main leaders, that is the autocratic leader, the democratic leader, and the laissez-faire leader. In this area of followership too, we are going to look at types of followership. Number one, we have active followership. What did I say? Active followership. What is this active followership? This type of followership, they are allowed to participate in the affairs of their society. They listen to the leaders and react to situations and instruction actively. Let me take it again. When we say active followership, we mean this type of followership are allowed to participate in the affairs of their society. They listen to the leaders and react to situations and instruction actively. My learners, if you take a reflective thinking of our previous lesson, we talk this can be likened to the democratic leader. When a democratic leader allows his followers to be active in the running of the affairs, we said he is a democratic leader. So active followership is likened to that. So let's look at the next kind of followership, which is passive followership. What type of followership do we mean by that? This type of followership, they only observe what the leaders do and have no involvement in affairs of the society. I take it again, passive followership. They only observe what the leaders do and have no involvement in the affairs of the society. My learners, if you remember in our last lesson, we talked about a laissez-faire leader. We can liken this kind of followership to that of that laissez-faire leader, where we said he is just there. He does not make any instruction or command. His followers does whatsoever they want to do. Even if you remember, I even say some look at such kind of leaders as leaders without portfolio. Some will even say he's a picture leader. Then, in this passive followership, here we are made to understand that they do not participate in anything, any activity. They don't involve themselves in anything that is happening in the society. The next kind of followership is aggressive followership. What did I say? Aggressive followership. This type of aggressive followership is that they react violently to get things done by their leaders. React violently to get things done by their leaders. My learners, can you liken this to one of our types of leadership? Well, let me help you. We can say it is likened to that autocratic system of leadership, where we said the leader is aggressive, he uses force, he coerces his followers force them into doing things, using threats, and also use punishment for anyone that did not follow his or her order. And so we can liken this one to aggressive, from the word aggressive. When something is using aggressive system, do not follow the normal system, or is the use of force. You either do it or things will never be done. So they react violently to make the government to do what they want to do. So that is the main types of followership that we have. Now, as a follower, if you are a follower, what kind of qualities do you need to have so as to be referred to as a good follower? And that takes us to the qualities of good followership. Let's look at the qualities of good followership. Number one, a follower should be law-abiding, obey all rules and regulations. If you are to be called a good follower or a follower that has good qualities, you have to be a follower that will follow all the rules and regulations that is laid down by the society or the institution or organization that you are a follower of. That we will say you are a good follower. Just like you in the school, my learners, your monitor will say nobody should make noise, or give sweeping roster, or give the rules and regulation of the class. If you follow those rules and regulations, we can say you are a good follower. The next point, the next quality we can see is that a good follower should be loyal to leaders. If you are not loyal to your leaders, you are not a good follower. You do not possess the quality of a good follower. Another one is a follower should be respectful to the leaders. Of course, it is the two sides of the same coin. The second point and the third point. If you must be loyal to your leaders, then you have to be respectful to your leaders. You cannot say you are loyal to your leaders or you are loyal to your society and you are not respecting constituted authority. Now, another quality of a follower is the followers should be able to make useful suggestions to their leaders so as to achieve good results. Like I explained earlier, I said there will be no follower without a leader, and there will be no leadership without followership. And the followers too have some certain potentials. They are creative, and they should be followers that when they see things are not going in the right way in the organization, in the society or community, they should be able to meet their leaders and provide good solution, provide good suggestion that will make goals achievement to be a reality. So you as a follower, and that will also make you to be an active follower. But if you are to be a passive follower, you just sit down there. If things are going wrong, you observe, you will not air your opinion out. You have a good suggestion, you have good, you are creative to bring positive change to the society, you will not do that. With that, we cannot refer to you as a good follower. Followers should There must be discipline, doing what is right all the time without being told. Like I usually say, doing the right thing at the right time, in the right place, in the right way. When a follower does that, we will now say that follower has a good quality of a follower. Doing the right thing. Not when the society or when the leaders said, you are supposed to do this thing in this way, in this manner. You will now move to do it in a different or opposite way. No, that will not make you to be a good follower. The follower must be ready to defend his leader. Yes, a good follower should be able to defend his leader at any time, at any place. If you are a follower and anytime they talk about your leader, you are there to criticize your leader and give the leader a bad name, instead of you defending the actions of your leaders. Like I told you, there cannot be leaders without followers, and there cannot be followers without leaders. You should have it at the back of your mind that if your leader falls, you all fall. If your leader succeeds, you succeed together. So if you have that at the back of your mind and you are a follower, anywhere you go, you'll be able to defend your leader because you are active in all the activities of the leader. And because you are active, you know the reason why a leader take up a certain action, take up a certain policy or ideology, and you are even part of that policy. You are one of the people that execute that policy to make sure that that policy succeeds. And so if that is done, then you should be able to defend your leader wherever you go for any action taken. A follower must promote peace and harmony. My learners, you will bear me witness that there are some followers that whatsoever the leader brings, they are ready to protect it and make sure it is successful. While we have some followers that they never see anything good with the leader, whatsoever the leader have to do or whatsoever policy the leader brings, no matter how good it is, they see bad in what that leader is doing. And with that, they normally try to speak to other followers to go against that leader. And if that is done, you find out that there will be chaos in the society. There will be chaos in the institution, community, or any facet of life that that leader is. And with that, peace and harmony will not exist in that society or community. But if the follower is the type of follower that gives the leader his maximum cooperation, he'll be able to promote peace and harmony. So a good leader should do that. Now, my learners, if all these qualities we've mentioned earlier is not done, or if followers do not have such qualities, what will happen to that society? What will happen to that organization? And that brings us to the consequences of bad followership. If you do not possess such qualities we just mentioned, then what do you think will be the end result? And that is what we are going to discuss now, which gives us this subtopic of consequences of bad followership. One of the things, the negative things that will happen when we have bad followers is prevalence of lawlessness and anarchy in the society. My learners, those of you that are listening to the news, watch the news on telly, you find out that there are some countries that are having constant war, crisis, chaos, here and there. What do you think happened there? Some of you will say because the leaders are bad. But it is not always the case. Sometimes the leaders are good. They have beautiful policies. They have good vision. They are very creative. But if they do not have good followers, anarchy, lawlessness in the society will be the order of the day. Because the followers will not give them the maximum cooperation they need. And like I told you, there cannot be followers without leaders. And there cannot be leadership without followers. And it is only when the followers give their maximum cooperation that the leaders will be able to succeed. So when you find a society having this type of problem of lawlessness and anarchy, when you look at it very well, sometimes the problem comes from the followers. So my learner, what type of follower are you? If you are a good follower, this will not happen. Another consequence is lack of cooperation, hence leading to underdevelopment. My learners, no matter how the leader is good and the followers are not good and leads to anarchy and lawlessness, the next thing that will happen is that the followers will not cooperate with the leader. And if the followers do not cooperate with the leader, that society will not develop. Because it is always said, and which is a real belief, that together we stand, divided we fall. And there will be no any reasonable development when the citizens, the human material, are not cooperating enough. So when we have bad followers, there will be no development in that society. Instead, the little infrastructure, the little things they put in place, they will use their hands to destroy it themselves. My learners, do you now see why it is good for you to be a good follower? Not for the sake of the leader, but even for your own sake as a follower. And when that happens, that leads us to our next point, which is poor environmental sanitation. When there is bad followers, there will be poor environment. The environment will not be conducive for anybody. You can see sometimes when the government said we set a day, a specific day for environmental sanitation, you find out that some people will refuse to go out to do what they are supposed to do to clean the environment. And at the end, the environment will not be a good place for people to live. Government program will fail. When there are bad followers, government program will fail. The culture and the tradition of the society will be distorted, which lead to bad value system. When there is no cooperation, when there are bad followers, the system of that government will fail. Poor maintenance of social amenities, just as I explained earlier. When there is bad followers, the environment will not be conducive, and even the social amenities that the government put in place for you to and I to enjoy will be destroyed. Bad followers also frustrate the effort of the leaders. When the leaders are trying to put things in place to make the society a better place for you and I, and the followers are not cooperating, are not obeying, the leaders will be frustrated. And if the leaders are frustrated, you find out that it's either they resort to anarchy, it's either they resort to be autocratic leaders, or they will be frustrated and will not bring any good policy to the society. My learners, what type of follower are you? If you are a follower, What type of leader are you if you are a leader? Now, from this our discussion, you'll be able to know what position you hold in your society and how to be a good leader or to be a bad leader. A good leader or to be a good follower, I mean. So the choice is yours. If you want your society to be a better place for you and I, you have to be a good follower or a good leader. My learners, before I go, I will want to leave you with assignment. And this assignment goes like this. Number 1A, define followership. 1A, define followership. B, mention any 2 types of followership. Mention any 2 types of followership. Question 2, mention and explain 3 qualities of good followership. Mention and explain 3 qualities of good followership. Question 3, explain 3 consequences of bad followership. Explain 3 consequences of bad followership. I take the question again. Number 1, define followership. 1B, mention any 2 types of followership. Question 2, mention and explain 3 qualities of good followership. Number 3, explain 3 consequences of bad followership. My learners, you can send your answer through WhatsApp, or you can give me a call, or if you have any suggestion, any addition, you can also do that through this following number: 080-240-40570. I take it again: 080-240-40570. I still remain your civic teacher, Ruth Tanko Godwin. I want you to please stay at home, stay safe, keep learning, wash your hands. Corona is real, and I want you to be safe because you have a brighter future in front of you, and I will want to see you in that future. And that can happen only when you and I are safe. Thank you. Till we meet next time.